All right, Jair, we're out here with the President of the United States in 2036.
Let's go.
So, one thing,
Dang, that was my phone. That's
it's all good.
crazy.
We'll keep it
All
all,
right.
keep raw and uncut.
Yeah.
One thing that we talked about on the phone earlier today was about planning out your day and execution. And the main thing you said, you write it down, and you'll have enough time to you write it down and you follow through on what you write down. And the other thing you said was you have all the time in the world to do it. And what was the second half of that?
You have no time to waste.
No time to waste. That is. Can you just dive in a little
Yes.
bit on that?
I'll let him handle the planning and execution part. I'll talk about the excuses part. This is the thing. Every one of us has been put on this earth for a mission, but we can fulfill the mission or we can reject the mission. But if God is calling you to a calling and to fulfill a mission, then you have what you need and you're able to obtain what you need to fulfill that mission. Why would you be put on earth with an assignment and not have the time to do it? So you must realize that you do have the ability and the time to do everything that you need to do. But unfortunately, you have no time to waste. A lot of people are saying, well, I don't have time to get up and work out at the gym. But yet they watch the news for 30 minutes.
Or they be doom scrolling.
We're doom scrolling for 2 hours. I have a bulging, raging, super hard six-pack. It's amazing. And I can wash clothes on it. I mean, I don't even need...
Washboard ass.
Yes, I don't need detergent, and I can literally just remove a stain out of it, okay? Like Mr. Clean, but no bald head. And I'm telling you, I do a 22-minute interval timing HIIT workout right there. I can even use the floor. I can use a wall. You don't even need weights. So the fact is that so many people have that gap in their head that they cannot work out because they don't have time. Same thing, if you want to learn an instrument, I hear people say, I don't have time to learn an instrument all the time. But that takes about 30 minutes of practice just every day. The fact is, you have 30 minutes that you're wasting every single day. You have 2 hours that you're wasting every single day. You have 5 hours that you're wasting every single day. But where is it going? So if you can repurpose that to do exactly what you need to do, then you'll be completing your assignment. The issue is that you have none of that time to waste.
All that time to use, none of it can go to waste. And the way that you do these things, you schedule it out and you write it down. It doesn't have to be pen to paper. It can be the note. My most used app on my phone is my notes app. I'm always writing. Anything that comes to my head, I'm always writing it down. I need to do this. I'm making checklists and I'm crossing things off my list to do every day. But the way I talk about it is I have 2 priorities per day. Outside of your normal day-to-day, your work is not a priority. It's something that is a means to an end. It's a given. The other things are, one is something healthy, something fitness related, and the other is something creative. That can be music for you, that can be recording, that can be videos, editing, whatever it might be. But as long as you have 2 priorities, one that's a physical priority and one that is a creative priority, you write those down and you make those your non-negotiables. We were inside talking earlier about we're joking about our shallow non-negotiables for dating, but you have to have your solid non-negotiables for life.
Yes.
And your day-to-day. So you plan those out about what you want to put your time into, and then you have to follow it through. The best way to follow through is just taking the action. And if it's not perfect, that's fine. You take the action regardless, and then you iterate upon the action until you get it squared away.
Exactly. And I'm going to add to that what he said about non-negotiables. I have a friend that's super swole named Justice, and Justice walks around.
Justice.
Yeah, shout out to Justice, the swollenness himself, Mr. Caramel. And I asked Justice, how do you stay so consistent at working out? But he said working out is like brushing his teeth. He's just not missing days with that, right? So he puts that on the same caliber
As brushing your teeth.
As brushing your teeth, right? You're not going to go missing food every day. So why would you go missing working out? Why would you go missing brushing your teeth? So you want to make certain things non-negotiables for your life. Now, I'd say 2 other things that I've been learning that's very tremendous. In school, they force you to go to class and to learn something. If you go to a job, you will respect your boss many times more than you respect yourself. So if your boss tells you to do something, you're going to do it. But if you say, I'm going to do this for the year 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, this New Year's resolution, many of you have realized that you haven't kept up with your New Year's resolution. And that's just a lack of respect for yourself compared to your boss. Now, I understand that's difficult because if you don't do what your boss says, you're going to get fired. But here's the deal. When you get to a certain age, especially if you own your own business, nobody's forcing you to do anything. You have to hold yourself accountable. And it's one of the hardest challenges. Nobody's checking up on you. Nobody's making sure that you're meeting your Gantt chart. Nobody's making sure that you're meeting your timelines or your deadlines or your goals. And the point I'm saying here is this. You have to plan your goals and not expect things to randomly just fall into your lap. And you don't only do that for your life. You don't only do that for your 10-year plan. You don't only do that for your 1-year plan. You do that for each day. Do not let your day be left up to chance. So plan your day, schedule in and pencil in the things that you want to make happen. Schedule in the working out, schedule in you getting in the Bible, schedule in you eating healthy, schedule in your sleep, and make sure, like he says, respect that, because you will respect it with your boss. So you have to have the same respect for yourself.
Yep.
The other thing you'll notice is when you do this, you'll see how finite your time is. In our heads, we think we can do everything every day. But what we'll realize is how little we achieve many days when we don't plan it out. But what starts happening when you have this daily planner, which we both have, it's amazing. It's a non-negotiable now. You have to have
Legend
the Legend Planner.
Not sponsored,
right?
not sponsored, not yet.
Because I thought I could just do everything every day, but I can because I'm majestic and I'm legendary and I am the magnificent. But for you other mortals, you only have a finite amount of time in your day. So you'll start seeing when you schedule in work, when you schedule in working out, when you schedule in eating, wow, I only have 30 minutes before I have to go to sleep, right? And you don't have as much time. So you have to make sure not only are you segmenting your time correctly, but that you're actually going to execute it on time, because if you sacrifice 30 minutes on this activity, you're going to lose 30 minutes on the other activity.
Yep, exactly.
These simple facts of whatever you want to plan in your life and you can assure will happen each day, if you can do this at the age of 10, 15, 20, this is what discipline is about, and you can achieve any goal that you put your mind to.
100%. All about prioritizing, timing, planning, and executing. Thank you, sir. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.